Hello students, welcome to Manu Law Classes. This is Ratnakar sir. I am your maths and reasoning mentor here at Manu Law Classes, and in today's class I am going to discuss that how you can get a perfect score in the mathematics section for CLAT 2022 paper. Okay, so before starting this video, I would like everyone that you should share the video with your friends and you should hit the subscribe button also. Okay. So let's start. Our admissions are now open for a 1 year or a 2 year course. So if you want to chat regarding anything, regarding any queries, you can call us at this number 9977 444 054, or you can visit our website www.lawentrancindia.com. Okay. And the CLAT 2022 form fill up has now started. The CLAT 2022 form fill up has now started. Okay, so anyone who is going to apply, who want to apply for CLAT exam, they should apply. The portal is open from January 1st, and the admission and the application will continue up to 31st March. Okay, the exam is scheduled to be held on 8th May 2022 from 2 from 3 p.m. and whoever is trying or whoever is trying to prepare for CLAT, they should immediately apply for the form fill up. Okay. So let's come to today's topic, that how you can maximize your score or how you can get a very good score in your math section. Okay. Now the common question which I get from the students is, sir, I am not so very good in maths, and the questions and the math section that consists of roughly 15 questions. So that is approximately 12 to 13% of the whole paper. So I should skip. I am thinking of skipping it, or I am thinking that I should only attempt these 4 to 5 questions. Okay. Now see, this sort of mentality should be avoided. There are two reasons for that. First reason is, if you are if you are not putting so much effort, if you are not putting the effort on that 10 to 12%, but your friends are putting that effort, then you're going to lose in the competitive examination, isn't it? Because it may happen that the other section which you are preparing, say GK or LR, or you can say legal aptitude, the questions from that section became tough when you see the actual paper, and it may happen that you get easy questions from your math section which you have not practiced at all. Okay, so still 12% is still 12%, and that 12% is sure shot 12% which you can get in the examination. So why you should leave that? Okay, this is the first main reason. Second main reason that candidates usually suffer from this section is that you can call it the fear of mathematics. Okay, uh, from from class 8 or 9 to 10, maybe from 11 to 12, they don't like mathematics at all. Okay, they are just struggling with the, okay, they are getting just a pass marks to qualify the examination. But see, in CLAT or in a competitive scenario, you don't have to be a math wizard to score well in maths. Okay, and if you see last two or three toppers, they are not so good in maths. Themselves they have themselves share their experiences that they were not so good in maths, but with a proper and consistent strategy, they score good in the examination. Okay, so you should keep an open mind, and you should totally get this 12 to 15%, whatever number you are getting in the math section. Okay, now if I talk about roughly the syllabus, you all know the syllabus. Okay, the syllabus can be divided into four main categories. Okay, the first one is arithmetic, the second one is mensuration, the third one is math and modern mathematics, and the fourth one is data interpretation. Okay, now if I want to name out, okay, if I want to say that these 5 to 10 chapters are most important for CLAT, what should I name them? Let us talk one by one. Let's go for arithmetic. For arithmetic, the most important chapters are percentages, percentages, that means the concept of percentages, the concept of percentages, from percentage to fraction conversions, percentage to fraction conversions, and some income, expenditure, and savings based questions. Okay. These type of questions. If you see CLAT 2021 paper, there is specifically a whole question, a whole set, a whole paragraph of say 5 questions where they have asked the concepts of percentages. In fact, the whole paragraph, the whole caselet was based on percentages. Okay. So as a chapter and as a part of data interpretation also, percentages chapter holds immense importance in mathematics. In fact, we say that percentages and ratio proportion, they are the two pillars of the arithmetic part. So these two chapters you cannot avoid at all. Okay. Other chapter is ratio proportion. Okay. Now, what you should focus on, you should focus on the calculation of compound ratios. You must know how to compound ratios. You should be able to tackle the problem on ages, mixtures, and comparison based problems on ratio and proportion. Okay. So these two chapters are most important. I would rather say that if I have to bet, if I have only 2 days left for the examination and I have to study any two chapters, I will name these two chapters. Okay. So first you should complete these two chapters. Then you should slowly move to the other chapters of arithmetic. Now see, each and every chapter is important. I'm not saying this chapter is more important and that chapter is less important. But to grasp all these chapters, these two chapters are main important for you. Okay. So if you want to score good in math section, first and foremost, solve these two chapters. Okay. And then move to other chapters, say, and then move to time and work, and then move to time and work, then allegation, mixture and allegation, this part, and then SICI and average. These are the main topics that comprise your arithmetic section for CLAT examination. Okay. Now, if you see let us move to next part, the mensuration part. The mensuration part, I would rather say, is the most easy. It's the most easy, and I don't know why, is also the most ignored part. The most ignored part by the candidate. I don't understand that why the candidates are not focusing on this part. Even there are only some standard formulas and their direct applications, isn't it? It is even easy than arithmetic part. So the questions are direct formula based. The questions here are direct formula based, and and the type of questions that you can expect in an examination, as if you have seen 2020 and 2021 paper, you can expect from 2D mensuration. You can expect from 2D mensuration more than 3D mensuration, and you should thoroughly cover these topics: rectangle, square, okay, parallelogram, trapezium, and rhombus. Okay, these also circles and triangles. These are some topics whose formulas and main concepts you should write in a piece of paper, and that will not take more than 5 to 6 pages, and you should revise them. And then you have to just put the values and solve the problems. There's nothing more in this topic. Okay, they can simply ask a table based or you can say bar chart based question on data interpretation from this mensuration part, and it will be an easy section to score from. Okay, now move to the modern mathematics part. Now this part is somewhat, I would say, toughest. Okay, somewhat I would say it is the toughest part. It is the toughest part for your CLAT mathematics, especially the part of permutation combination, especially the part of permutation combination and probability. Okay. Students usually struggle in these portions. Okay, you can see some questions based on set theory, as well as some questions you can see which is based on algebraic equations here. Okay. So this portion is somewhat tough. This portion is somewhat tough. Okay, so what you should do, you should practice, your mocks thoroughly. Okay. You should practice your mocks thoroughly here. Okay, all the questions that you are going to attempt in your mock test and sectional test, if you have attempted them in the stipulated time, it's very good, hats off. But if you have not, you should at least recap, you should at least revisit these questions, and should practice more and more questions on these topics from permutation and combination and probability. Because see, there's a tendency in CLAT to ask maybe 2 or 3 questions from this section. Okay, and if they ask, if most of the people are not doing and you are doing it, then you will be at a competitive advantage than the rest of the candidates. Okay, so modern mathematics you should attempt. Okay, and next, and the last part, that is data interpretation. Okay, now if I broadly say, data interpretation is can be divided into 4 to 5 topics. The first one is bar graph, or you can say bar chart. The second one is line charts, or you can say line graphs. The third one is pie charts. And the fourth one is table charts. Okay, there's one more section which may be integrated, that is called caselets. Caselets mean there will be a paragraph which is given. You have to study the paragraph and you have to you have to arrange all the data either in tabular form or in Venn diagram form, as the table will suggest, as the data will suggest there. And then you have to solve 4 to 5 questions based on this data. Okay. Now, I would rather say this is not a new topic. Okay. I would rather say this is not a new topic. Rather, it is an application. It is an application of what you have learned. It is an application of what you have learned till. Okay. The questions will be simple. If your basic concepts are good, you can attempt the question in a single go. And if you are not so good with the basic concepts, if you have tried to mug up the problems, the solutions, then you're going to face trouble. Okay. You should mug up the formulas, not the solutions. Solutions will follow. Solutions will follow. Okay. So this was the overall syllabus. This was the overall syllabus for your maths section in CLAT examination. Now the important thing, the important points which you should keep in mind to properly score good in your CLAT section. Okay. Now, first and the foremost thing, practice. Practice, practice, and practice. Okay. So make it a goal or make it a target that you should at least solve 20 relevant questions daily. Okay. 4 to 5 months before your actual examination. Okay. And go by practicing first specific topics, which you can practice through topic test, and then you can attend sectional test. And then after 2 months, you can go for mixed topics for the ending of the for you can say last 2 to 3 months before your examination. Okay. And always time yourself. Give yourself time. Suppose a question you're solving today in 2 minutes. Try to solve, try to solve this type of question in your next attempt in say 1.5 minute. 1.5 minute. Then after 1 month, after 2 months of practice, try to solve this type of question in less than a minute. In less than a minute, and this is how you grow. This is how you grow. Okay. There is no, you can say, if a data interpretation is given, it's just you with your knowledge, with your guts. Okay. You have to understand the paragraph, you have to summarize the whole thing, and you have to solve the problem based on that. Okay. If you don't understand the passage, if you don't understand the type of questions, then it will be very difficult for you to answer them, isn't it? So you should keep your time. You should always keep a check on your time. And that is why we suggest that you should not study fast. Okay. Don't study fast, study slowly, but study hard. That means you don't have to read the statement, you don't have to read the passage twice or thrice. Okay. This should be your goal. Next. Next is mock test plus analysis. Okay. Always and always give mock test. See, practice is a different thing, analysis is a different thing. Okay. In when you are doing practice, what what is a basic tendency to do is the type of questions or the chapters which you like most, you tend to practice more and more questions from that section. And the chapters which don't look so good to you or you're not so comfortable in those chapters, you try to practice less. Okay. And that actually is not expected. Okay. So don't get surprised, and don't get surprised by the questions in the examination. This is a knack we should develop. Okay. I've seen many students who are very good in practice. They have practiced throughout the month, throughout the year. Okay. But when an examination, when they see the question and they don't identify it, they start panic. So you should keep your nerves calm. Okay. You must be relaxed when you see some uncommon sections, some uncommon questions in your examination. Okay. It is not uncommon for you only, it is uncommon for everyone. Okay. And don't just practice, try to evaluate yourself. Okay. After every test, or you can say after every 2 to 3 tests, see which mistakes you are committing, see on which questions you should take less time and you are taking more time, and always keep a check on your time. Okay. Because the short tricks or the timing is the ultimate thing. The paper will be so lengthy that maybe for those 15 questions which are going to be asked from math section or quantitative section, it may happen you are not getting more than 10 minutes. It may happen, some students have told me that they are not getting more than 30 seconds to solve those questions. Okay. So you must be very quick in identifying those questions and solving them. Okay. Now, a common mistake made by the candidates is that they tend to overdo their weakness and ignore their strength. Okay. Okay. So this is a common mistake. Okay. When a mentor or a mentor like me says that try to work on your weakness, they give their heart and soul effort on their weakness, and they are forgetting what are their strengths. Okay. They are not practicing their strengths at all. So you should keep a check and balance. You should keep a check and balance. Yes, your weakness on the portion, those on which you are weak, you should practice more and more questions, but also in regular intervals try to revise the chapters in which you have strength, in which you have mastery or command. Okay. And you have to make consistent efforts to work on both and not to lose your grab. Okay. Always focus on math analysis. Know that know that how you are spending time on each section and what is the fastest way to solve the question. Okay. Okay. Now, third, don't be surprised by this later. Some things needs to be marked up. Okay. There will be some formulas and tricks which need to memorize them to apply thoroughly. For example, you will see many formulas in mensuration. If you have to mug them, you have to mug them. Okay. There's no other shortcut, there's no other alternative. Okay. Now, every topic has its own formulas and certain techniques which you must memorize or you must practice to save time. Okay. So what we suggest, prepare a formula sheet. Prepare formula sheet, the formulas from those sections which you tend to forget quite easily, and stick it somewhere and stick it someplace in your house so that you can keep a track while you're solving questions. Okay. Now, last and the most important thing. Now, this, if you practice these points, you will see that your speed and your graphs on the subject is improving dramatically. Okay. Memorize tables or squares, the square tables up to 20 or maybe 30, and cubes minimum up to 20. Okay. Always work upon the variations. Always work upon the variations of the questions that are keep coming and asking in the examination. Okay. Now see, if there are 20, if there are 20 questions, actually 15 to 16 questions came, I'm taking a rough estimate. If there are 20 questions, then at least 10 can be solved, at least 10 can be solved in less than a minute. Okay. So you first identify those 10 questions, and then move on to the next part, and then move on to the next 10 questions in which you may require more than a minute or more than 1.5 minutes. Okay. Never spend more than 15 minutes on this section until and unless you have completed the rest of the exam already. Okay. This is most important. Actually, this is some counterintuitive thing that I have already spent 15 minutes, and maybe I'll spend 5 minutes more and I'll get an answer. And if I get an answer, then I will solve all the 4 to 5 questions. See, this is totally a myth. Okay. 15 minutes have already been wasted. If you are if you are trying to give more and more time to that question, other questions which are easy and which does not still catch your eye may got miss out. Okay, so don't do that. Not more than 15 seconds, or you can say not more than 1 to 1.5 minutes on each question. In 1 to 1.5 minutes, if you identify the question, if something clicks in your mind, you should go for it, but not more than 1.5 to 2 minutes you should spend on any question. Okay. So these are the most important things which you should keep in mind before going to attempt your CLAT 2022 paper. And once again, I would like to stress that our admissions are now being open. Our admissions are now being open for a 1 year or a 2 year course. You can enroll with us today, and for enrollment, you can call us at this number 997714444054, or you can visit our website www.lawentrancindia.com. Okay. So thank you so much.